Started out the day, still, you can see the fire, man. Like, fuck, I hate this fire. And it's on the hill that I run on now. It's on the back side of it. It's a big mountain, and but it's on the back side, and it's just a lot of dry stuff up there. It's just unbelievable, the devastation. I'm very sorry for all the people who've lost their house and stuff, but anyway, so since I quit my job is to train to finish these things, to motivate people. So I have to stay at it, even if it's smoky or whatever. You see a lot of people are wearing the masks, but I figure, like, I went to the Grand Canyon for 7 days and got that dust pneumonia, and I lived. So I think I'm good, but yeah, I'm getting faster, man. I did 2 miles in 29 minutes and 40 seconds walking, and the key is, what I get so excited about is the effort is down, because I'm loosening these hips up. I mean, I'm going 6 or 7 days a week to yoga. Actually, the yoga studio up here was closed because of the fire, and so I went down to Petaluma and found a yoga studio, and I was the only student in there. Nobody else was in it in the fire, you know. But in the middle, I mean, in the middle I spent 4 hours working over at the shelter helping out, which I'm gonna do the same thing today. So I'm getting my workouts in, I'm doing my, really important for me to help the community and get over there and do my share of helping, the people who've been forced out of their houses and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be doing that this afternoon in between, probably my whole afternoon will be over there. So anyway, but yeah, it sucks, but it's life. And I tend to look at the positive people are doing, all the positive stuff that people are doing for each other. And I'm going to do a motivational video on this. It's like, if you search for bad behavior, people who are bad, you can find it. But if you search for good, there's a ton of it out there. I mean, absolutely a ton. You just go to one of these shelters and see the volunteers all helping out, and they can't do enough for everybody. Anyway, on to my next workout. Gonna sneak some weightlifting in. My gym, supposedly, fire was all around it, but it didn't burn. I don't know if it's open though. I might have to find a different one for that too. So crazy stuff up here. Okay, I dropped off early. Now I'm up here at 24 Hour Fitness. I'm I love the 24 Hour Fitness. I lift in the one in Santa Rosa. I just love the energy. It does attract the serious weightlifters, and I love, even though I'm not a serious weightlifter, I love being around that energy of people who take it serious. And so I'm here at the 24 Hour Fitness in Rohnert Park, because my 24 hour, everything around it has burned up. I think my nephew went up there. He said the building's still standing, but it probably doesn't have gas or electricity, because literally, like, there's a big Kmart right across the street burned up. I mean, this fire is like freaking devastating. But my goal is I got to get my workouts in. That's my profession now, because I quit my job. So I got to get them in. But so I'm coming down here to get it in Rohnert Park, and then I'll be heading up. I'll work at the shelter again this afternoon, later this afternoon, for 3 or 4 hours maybe, if they need me. And then I'm going to go up and do a yoga class at like 7 at night. All right, finally got my weight workout in. I'll tell you one thing, I'm like super determined to get these workouts in. It's a must. I must get them in, period. Because my gym up in Santa Rosa, the one where I weightlift at, is closed because of the fire. I think gas and water might not be going there. Anyway, the whole area burned. I heard the gym didn't burn, but everything around it burned, including this giant Kmart, but they're not open. And so I went to 2 other gyms today trying to get in, and I should have called, but instead I drove for like because I just assumed they'd be open. and they're south of Santa Rosa, but both of them were closed because of the smoke. I guess whatever their air conditioning or whatever they're thinking was sucking the smoke in, and it was hard to breathe, and they were closed. So anyway, I finally found one. I got it in. I'm learning a lot about all these gyms because Eye of the Tiger, man. I'm not going to be stopped. Now I got to go find a yoga class again. Last night, I might have shared this already, but I had to call around. You know, the yoga in Santa Rosa was closed because so, you know, right near the fire, the one that I normally go to. And so I went down I started calling around Petaluma, which is a couple towns down, and I couldn't find anything open because of the smoke, you know, not so much the fire, but the smoke. And plus, a lot of their employees are coming from Santa Rosa. And finally, I got a hold of one that would, you know, they said she would open for me, and I was the only person there. I felt like I'd personalized attention because I was the only one there. And then it was so late by the time I went out, I had to run. I ran a couple miles, or walked a couple miles, power walked a couple miles, holding my 15-minute pace. And it was pitch black, and I didn't have a headlamp. I just used my phone. You know, I used my phone light, so it was pretty, which is okay. But you know, you wouldn't want to do that. If I was running, I wouldn't want to do it because you're moving faster, and you hit any rock, you're going to twist an ankle. But because it was on a trail. But I was able to get it in, and it feels like the same way now. So I'm going to start calling around about yoga classes right now to find one, and whatever it takes to get this workout in, and then I'm going to try and get up and help out at the shelter again if I can for a couple hours or something. You know, whatever they need. Anyway, just definitely challenging right now. All right. Not my normal. I want to give my feelings on training in these smoky conditions here, because I think the human body is really, really tough. I'm a little on the hard side on that when people act like, oh my God, it's the end of the world if I go out in this and breathe in this smoke. And I'm thinking like, hey, if you just do it, you got a couple days or a couple hours, and just training a couple hours, it's not going to kill you. Your body is strong. It'll push this stuff out. It'll work it through the system, you know? And I think if anything, it makes you tough. For me personally, I believe, this is my belief, is that it makes me tougher. So when I get real oxygen, I'm going to feel great again. And I got to kind of tell you something funny. So people were outside my apartment complex, and they're smoking today. And they looked at me when I went by them. I'm just doing a power walk. Like I said, I'm not sucking in tons of oxygen. They looked at me like I was crazy for training in these kind of conditions, and they're out there smoking. Isn't the world a funny place? I had to laugh. So I spent a lot of time driving all over the place today trying to anyway get to my workout. So I ended up, there was no yoga available anywheres, and seemed like Novato or Petaluma, Santa Rosa or Petaluma. So I went all the way down to Novato to get my yoga in, and like I said, I went to 2 different gyms that were closed today. Made the mistake of driving to them and assuming they would be open. And so yeah, I spent a lot of time driving around. Unfortunately didn't get the chance to make it to one of the shelters to help out because I drove around so much, and I just got home. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm tired. So hopefully I'll get over to one tomorrow and help out. So I mean, I feel like I feel bad that I didn't make it, but it's pretty late right now. So anyway, but solid day on the workouts, and we'll get at it again tomorrow. So out of 12 apartments in our complex, 9 have evacuated. So we do not have a mandatory evacuation, but there is a mandatory evacuation just like a mile and a half away. In fact, this is where I used to live, up on the hill, when I had when I owned the video stores and had a little bit of dough. I had the fancy house on the hill, and that's being evacuated. But me and Furley, I don't know, I talked it over with Furley, we're gonna hang tough. You know what I mean? I think they'll come around if something shifts. It's no wind right now. So if for some reason the wind kicks up or it gets you know, real nasty outside, we would, I don't know, we might go to my sister's then. But otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna hang tight, man. It's not mandatory where we are, but it looks like a freaking ghost town around here, man. It's quiet. Most people, if you got any kids or anything, they're gone, man. You know, anybody who's got little kids doesn't want to screw with it. But I don't know. I'm an optimist, and I think we're looking good. I know we're looking good, man. We are looking good. Yeah, that fire is going to turn around and quit. It's going to quit. Let's put the X up, though, man. This is a big deal. Even normally under stress, if I'm under stress, I'm going to eat like shit, right? But because I got these X's going, freaking, even with all this fire stuff and road closures and you know, the sirens out there, you know, I'm still eating good. I can't break the chain. I can't break the chain.